Hi, everybody. Okay, Blue Phonics group. I thought I'd try something different. And so each week, I want to give you a short lesson on what you're going to be covering. This week, you're going to be doing abbreviations. So let's go ahead and let's get started with this. So Mrs. Swint's going to go ahead and we're going to start with titles of people. And what that means is an abbreviation is a short form of a word. Most titles of people are abbreviations, and an abbreviation is going to start with a capital letter and generally always ends with a period. So if we've got the following words, we have the word here, Mr. The abbreviation for that word would be found over here, capital MR with a period. In this case, they're showing you Mr. It's the first letter and the last letter of the word, and we're putting that together. The next word is Mrs. If we're looking at Mrs., again, we're going to go ahead. Generally, if you took a guess, it's going to be the first letter of M and the last letter of S with the R in between. We've got captain. We've got senior. Doctor, which is probably what we're most used to hearing right at this point in time, and junior. Each of those words I can form an abbreviation. And so when you say Mrs. Swint, it's the MRS. When you say senior, SR is also for sister. So when we talk about Sister Pat, and we talk about Sister Anne Marie and Sister Cheryl, that's the abbreviation of the title we're giving them. Let's read the sentence. Mr. Sheen went to the store. Now, what is Mr.? We know it's an abbreviation. There is just the two letters, no vowels, and we see a period. So what did we say Mr. would be? MR would be, and I think I just gave you the answer. It's not Miss, it's not Martin, it is Mr. How about CAPT, Joe steered the boat? Well, capital CAPT is going to stand for the abbreviation of capital, captain, a man, the leader. If you chose captain, you're right on. How about this sentence? His full name is Aiden Ryder Smith Jr. What does that JR stand for? Does it stand for just capital J, capital R, Jeffrey, Junior, or Jury? If you said junior, you're correct. Generally, if a person has junior behind their name, it means that their father is senior and they're the junior. So his father's name would also be Aiden. Let's try the next one. Mrs. Willis has 8 cats. MRS, and you know this because you've seen Mrs. Swinton, Mrs. Maltman, Mrs. Hughes, we're all Mrs. Generally, a Mrs. MRS means a woman who is married. Miss is for someone who is not married, so it might be like Miss Clark in middle school. The abbreviation is a short form of a word, and titles of people are abbreviations. The abbreviation begins with a capital letter and ends with a period. Let's identify and read the following sentences and just correct any mistakes they might have. It says, Mr. and Mrs. Park teach dance classes. If I take a look at this, immediately I know Mr. is incorrect. First of all, it's an abbreviation, so the M needs to be capitalized, and also it's the beginning of the sentence. Even R.E.V. Walsh attends the class. What would be a problem here? Rev Walsh. It's going to be Reverend. The best dancer is Dr. Jin. Remember, Dr. Jin. Doctor is always going to be capitalized. She likes to waltz with Mr. Wilcock. In this case, we know that Mr. needs to be capitalized with a period behind. So we have two mistakes in this sentence. Number 5, see how lightly Ms. Jean moves across the dance floor. In this case, Ms. would have a period behind, or Miss. Days of the weeks and months are also something that you're going to many times see in abbreviated form. The abbreviation is going to begin with a capital letter, and again, it's going to end with a period. So we have the word, we start with Sunday. When you have a word like Sunday, they're using SUN. Monday would be abbreviated as simply MON, 3 letters. Tuesday, with Tuesday, often they're going to use TUES. Wednesday, WED. Thursday, THURS. Friday, FRI. Whoops, looks like they forgot a period on this one. And Saturday, SAT with a period. Name that abbreviation. If you saw capital DEC, what do you think that's an abbreviation for? If you said December, you are correct. July, there is no abbreviation for July. If a month has 5 letters or less, there is no abbreviation. So June, JUNE, 4 letters, no abbreviation. July, JULY, no abbreviation. FEB, my favorite month of the year. We do have February there. NOV. If you said November, you're correct. APRIL. April is an exception. We've got 5 letters, but it can be abbreviated. So I guess it's 4 and less. June, no abbreviation. JAN for first month of the year. January. MAR, again, we have over 4 letters. March, we have May, just 3. AUG, August. SEPT period, September. August again. October. There's also abbreviations that work with addresses and places. For instance, an abbreviation will for road. Mrs. Swint lives on Kilburn Road. I on my letters, my return address, I don't write out the whole word road. I just write RD period. Our next abbreviation would be the word street. ST period. Then we have drive. Drive is just DR period. Sometimes you might have an avenue, which is AVE, taking the first 3 letters of avenue. We have boulevard. Boulevard's a little bit different. It's BLVD, Parkway, and we have the United States. Jeremy lives on Main Street. What's the abbreviation for street in this case? Let's take a look. We know the abbreviation will have a capital letter and a period. So if I take a look at all 3 of these, I know the D is out because that's not a capital. I remember Mrs. Swint saying SR was either senior or sister Anne Marie or sister Pat or sister Cheryl. And I also know that there's only 2 letters, so I'm choosing B. The next example is you must turn left on Central Avenue. They're asking what is the abbreviation for avenue. If I take a look down below, my choices is either AVE, I know. This one doesn't have a period, and I know all abbreviations for streets and places are going to have a period. Dad is waiting on Rosemead Boulevard. What's the abbreviation for boulevard on this one? So I recall BL Boulevard. There's there is traffic on Ball Road. I know road, it's the beginning R along with the D.